Alright, continue on, part 3. System down also shuts down the deck a lot. Yeah, it actually hurts them really hard. This is actually one of the big answers you have after they go off. If you can system down them, they get shut down pretty hard. And Cyber Dragon, again, it clears their entire board. Not as good as a system down play, but it gets you a free stick, especially when they go off. Next is Dragoonity. From what I noticed from this deck is that actually there's actually a lot of stuff you can sideboard against them. Cards you can really side against them include everything's all over the place here for me, so yeah. You can pretty much side these against them. Again, Effect Veiler is a good card to side against this matchup. It shuts down their Ducks and Legionnaire. This card gets rid of, is kind of like another, basically in the same logic as Effect Veiler. If you can't stop their Ducks or Legionnaire, at least you get rid of their Phalanx or the other guy if you need to. This card's kind of like the same logic as Gravekeeper. However, you probably want to try to use this card as quickly as you can, because they're going to bring out Stardust as soon as possible. So this may or may not be a good card. It depends on who you're playing against, and it depends on the situation. But if this goes off successfully, it hurts them a lot. Again, this is big. Dust Trio gets rid of their field spell pretty quickly. Main thing is they get rid of their field spell that pretty much switches out everything. So definitely a good card to have against them. This card hurts them a lot. It shuts down the field spell. It shuts down their Synchro Summon plays. The only they actually have to waste their Legionnaire and Ducks to get rid of this or else they have to have Book of Moon Dark Hulks to get rid of this guy. This guy definitely shuts them down a lot. Same logic as X-Saber. Pretty much, they're going to try to go off for their Stardust play, and they're going to be special summoning. So depending on their players, at worst it's a 1-for-1, but if they're really trying to go for their Stardust, you can get like three cards off of him. 3 or 4 cards off of him, so he's really good. There's another card that hurts them a little bit, is Oppression. It prevents them from bringing out their Stardust. If you get this off early, it helps out a lot, and it'll hurt them quite a bit. Last thing is GBs. GBs been around forever. Most of you already know what GBs are and what they do. Cards that you can side against GBs. Let me pull them out real quick. Alright. I mean, there's obviously more cards you can side against GBs. There's actually a lot of cards, but extra deck space. Side deck space is only so much. So I mean, you're probably gonna have to focus on cards that you sideboard for other matchups too, just to side against them. This, Thunder King, Thunder King is pretty much just attacks. It's a 19 stick. It's big. They usually have to get rid of they have to use the D prison or something to get rid of it just because it's big. It's good to just side against them. And worst, it hurts their proving ground a little bit too. But the main thing with Thunder King is it's a 19 stick that runs over most of their guys. Depending on what deck you're running, siding an Oppression against them helps out a lot. Some of you are already maining Oppression. Some of you aren't. Oppression is more of a player preference card. It depends on the deck too. But this card actually hurts them a little bit. you may or may not want to side this against them, depending on your situation, depending on what version of GBs they're running. If they're running like a heavy trapstone version of the deck, I wouldn't suggest siding this card. But if they're running like test diagrams and stuff, you might still want to side this card against them. Dust Trail, it's just a good way to go 1-for-1 with the back rows. Hopefully you'll hit something good with this. Another card, Catastrophe. I've seen this. This is actually kind of like a new tech I've been seeing against them, because they set a lot of back rows. So I mean, this is actually like a legitimate answer to have against them. If they don't have like Trapstone or 7 tools, you can actually come back from like a losing situation with this card, because you stop solely for the sole reason you can stop a Chariot. I mean, or in like the worst case scenario, even if they get back a quest with a Chariot, then it's like, okay, the only back row I have to worry about is a Chariot. So I mean, you just play around like that. Cyber Dragon. Only real reason for this card is the fact it's 2100 stick. 2100 stick, amazing against them. And Smashing Ground. Good card to have. Good card against them. Getting rid of their GBs is actually kind of big. It's because, especially in the early game, it can stop them from cherrying your combos, and you can actually go off and bring out your Stardust you can pretty easily. Another card, again, Effect Veiler. You may or may not want to sideboard Effect Veiler against them. Honestly, it depends. It depends how you feel in that matchup. It depends on the player. It depends on a lot of things. You could side Effect Veiler, and it depends on really the situation more than anything. So it's kind of like up to you and your preference. Yeah, it's pretty much it. From generally speaking, cards you should definitely have cards you should definitely probably have in your extra deck would pretty much be this guy, this. Either or on these, it depends on your preference. This for sure. These definitely. Effect Veiler too, if you're not already maining or sideboarding it. And depending on these, or depending on what deck you're running, goes in match or rivalry. These definitely need to be in your sideboard one way or the other, though. And these Nox. These definitely should be in your sideboard. Hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot of decks, really. Pretty much it for now. I'll bring it back up here real quick. So yeah, I'll be at YCS Dallas. If you want to say hi or what's up to me, feel free. Pretty much it for now. I'll try to have a recap video, or I'll try to be doing videos at the YCS too. Again, if you guys have any deck advice or anything, just hit me up through the inbox, and I'll try to reply back and see what I can do. If you want me to do a video out of it too, great. It'll be a win-win for both of us too. I'll try to explain stuff to you and help you out a lot, really, with your deck and anything. I'm not going to be an asshole or anything and just charge. So yeah, just send me whatever, and I'll try to fix it up whenever I can. Andrew Fidella here, signing off. Peace.